as the platformification of the world happens and more people depend on that, either as gig workers or people running Airbnbs, Uber drivers, people teaching courses on Udemy, Skillshare, all of that stuff, does it eventually get to a point where we're in the 1920s and we have labor unions forming against platforms for exploitation, and we have sort of a repetition of history, only towards something that doesn't have the ability to actually take action to give the people who are organizing against the platform what they want, or what they're asking for? In other words, as we move farther in that, toward that as we move along that vector, do we get to that point? Or does everything just become, yeah, if you want to make a living, you do 5 things on 5 different platforms and you figure it out? Are we moving toward, let me try to simplify my question. Are we moving toward full democratization, openness of the way people earn money? Or are we moving toward a repetition of history in terms of the bosses and suppression of protesters and so on? Do you understand my question?
Okay. I do, but can it not be both?
I don't know. That's a good question. Damn it.
Because I feel like it's both, really, isn't it? I mean, say Uber has a great deal of power over its drivers, or what do they call it? Over its contractors.
Yeah.
And
contractors who drive.
Yes.
That's what it is for every platform, by the way.
Right. Yeah.
Contractors who own apartments.
I think we're called partners on Airbnb.
Okay.
I think they go with partner. I don't know if that's what it is in terms of the actual terms and conditions, contractual speak, but they refer to us as partners. But yeah, I think it could be both, really, couldn't it? I think that there's definitely quite a large degree to which things are being democratized in terms of you don't have to, if you have a certain, to quote Liam Neeson, a certain set of skills, and a particular set of skills, I apologize, you can go out and you don't have to go and sort of be in one job and just do that one job. You have the freedom to, drive Uber on weekends and to sell courses online and to do all of the other things on the other platforms. You have the freedom to have a number of different sources of income, which of course doesn't suit everybody, but I think definitely suits people like us. We want a little bit more freedom than the traditional model.
We don't like wearing dress pants.
Yes, yeah. But yes, I mean, it does put a lot of power into the hands of the people who, but then I mean, people have it's just transfer, isn't it? Transfer of power from large, say, the corporations who work in a traditional way to newer corporations who work in a slightly different way.
Right, but that's the thing that I think about a lot is the arbitrary decisions that a platform makes ripple outward to everybody who's on the platform, and there's no recourse other than a written complaint. Why did you do this thing? I'll give you a simple example. I am on a Udemy has this side platform. It's called Udemy for Business. Okay, and they take a small subset. I think they only have a total of 3,000 or 4,000 total courses that they put into what is called Udemy for Business. They offer this to corporations, and the corporations pay a subscription fee, and the amount of time that their employees spend in the courses is broken down by minute and allocated a specific value and given out or distributed to creators by percentage based on the number of total minutes you have watched for that specific month to each creator. Okay, so
it's the Skillshare model.
It's basically Udemy has a Skillshare inside of it called Udemy for Business. There was a Udemy for Business call, which was meant to sort of rally the troops and make everybody feel like, yes, Udemy for Business, but it scared the crap out of me because a heavy chunk of revenue I make from Udemy is from Udemy for Business because I have 4 courses that have been added to the catalog. And they talk about, they were going through a PowerPoint presentation, sort of a live call, and they talk about how we want to make our catalog as up to date as possible. We want to make sure that our catalog is the thing that our users need right now. And so we're always updating the catalog. But that doesn't make a creator feel comfortable. If you've added 4 of my courses to the catalog, how do I know that next month you're going to not just remove 1 or remove 2 or remove 3 or whatever you want to do? I have no recourse. So you're doing something for me that makes me feel good, and now I have no stability around whether or not that thing is going to be there next month. And so now I can't make any life plans based on what might happen next month because your decisions are arbitrary. Some person, a single individual, a king, a landlord, a knight is making decisions, and I'm the serf that is sort of the useful idiot. I felt like that in the call. It was very disturbing. But they were trying to put it in a positive light. We want to make it's your content which is adding value. But we want to make sure that we're always adding fresh content and we're always updating it. So they give and they take away, and so that you can't make any life plans with that. Say, this month I made this much money with it. Okay, but I can't assume that that's going to happen next month. So forget it. Just that doesn't even exist for me. That's just a cookie that I was handed by the almighty chooser, the almighty curator, right? So that's the kind of thing that I'm wondering about in the future. Does that continue? Because any arbitrary decision that a company might make in order to be competitive with other similar companies that are coming up immediately affects the income, the ability to earn of everyone on the platform. And it's one person who does it because they're the head of the Udemy for Business or whatever it happens to be. They say, I think this is best. I've studied the data. Let's do it. Take these 5 off. Those 5 people then have to adjust their lives on that basis. And that is serfdom. Digital serfdom. Kind of. Well, okay, no, that's not right. You know what it is? It's the 1920s uber capitalist factory owners and the workers there. You don't want to work? I'll get somebody else to work. That's fine. Doesn't matter. Right. I found a better course. It's better than yours. Yours is off. Sorry. Tough luck.
Yeah, and I think it's worrying, but it's whether or not I would advocate some sort of a restriction on the companies. I don't know, because I feel like maybe I've just, had a little bit too much of the Kool-Aid. But I feel like one of the big advantages of those companies is that they have been, up to this point, fairly unrestricted in what they do.
Totally
and
agree.
Consequently, if we start putting too many restrictions on them, it will slow them down. It will impair their ability to grow and to provide opportunities.
Right.
So I think that I understand the instinct, but I think that that's sort of it's the payoff, isn't it? It's the other side of the coin, of the lifestyle that we lead, the more freelance lifestyle. But I think that the thing that you have to do to kind of buttress this lifestyle is to make boring decisions, like have a pension fund going. It's the sort of thing that in the lifestyle that we lead, where we can, the digital nomad lifestyle, where you can go and live wherever you want and you can work online, and you kind of feel like the normal rules don't apply to you. If anything, they apply more.
Indeed.
So we have to make investments that diversify us against loss of income from any one platform.
Yeah.
We have to pay into pensions. We have to live in a very sensible way, because inevitably that rainy day is coming, and it's probably coming for us sooner than it's coming for other people. We'll enjoy all of these sunny days arguably a lot more until that rainy day arrives, but that rainy day is on the way.
Thanks for the reminder. I appreciate it. No, you're right. I completely agree that diversification, probably doing more than one thing. If you're a teacher, teaching more than one thing. If you're a teacher and you have an Airbnb, doing both things. Diversification is important. We're, in your case, teaching some students online, doing some courses, and doing Airbnb, all of those. And when I put on my my company person hat, my entrepreneurial hat, my Yoli hat as the person who's, also involved with managing a platform myself, I completely understand that you don't want to be chained to regulation. You want to be able to make strategic decisions. And you want to be able to make them because someone else is making decisions, and if you don't respond now, you fail ultimately. So there is I just think it's I try to look at it from both sides because I am on both sides, and I see some kind of clash in the future, and I don't know exactly where it's going, but I'm trying to just look at it from both angles. I think both angles are very, very real to a lot of people.
Yeah, and it's very interesting, and I think you have a fairly unique perspective on that. You have one foot in both camps.
Indeed. Although it is, I mean, it's kind of different, but because Yoli doesn't make anybody do anything necessarily. In the sense, we don't make someone's. You can only work at Yoli. We don't have agreements that force you to be exclusive, and it's based on the premise of teach, don't teach. It's up to you. Make a call. It's your decision, right? So I guess there are some similarities, but in terms of those arbitrary decisions that completely wipe someone out, not so much, unless someone clearly violates the rules and has to be removed from the platform, which is a different thing.
And that would exist in a traditional job as well.
Sure, yeah.